Welcome back, everybody. This is Wildspace. We are at session 4, to be named title, and previously on Wildspace, the party was around a ship full of Gridwalkers, and on top of the ship there is an ogre wearing power armor and wielding a minigun, training it down the party. So let's just go ahead and have everyone roll deck saves. Yay!
Yay! So who's
This is a great start.
Man.
I'll do Simma's thing.
I'm gonna use Tides of Chaos on that one.
Okay. Do it, and then I'll call out your roll.
Nope, that's worse.
Okay.
So that's a 6 on a deck save, and Tides of Chaos is blown.
Hold on, I gotta change my levels. I can't hear you very well. You're very quiet. Are you quiet for everyone else? Is that just me?
You're quiet for me too.
Wait,
Okay.
why am I going into Discord to mess with mic settings?
All right. Does anyone read off the results, please?
Bolster got a 10.
I got an 18.
I got a 4.
I got a 4.
Okay. And I think Simma got a what'd she get?
A 16.
Oh, she got a 16. Oh, good for her. Okay. Well done. Okay.
We're all dead. Rip.
That's it. That's all
All right.
it took.
So,
Dead.
this large cannon starts opening fire, sending just a shower of bolts of red hot energy slamming into the ice, sending up sprays of mist and scattering all across everyone. At the last moment, Gwen and Simma managed to duck behind some rubble, and the bolts smash off the rusted salvage there. However, those of you who did not make it, you are going to take 26 points of radiant damage.
Oh,
Ouch.
I'm 1 point, or even with my resistance. Oh, I nearly survived that.
Bolster's down.
I'm
Again.
down.
I'm still up.
Okay. So 2 of you went down?
3.
3.
Wait.
Oh god.
I need to
Okay.
make a concentration check.
Okay. Go for that.
Oh
for Shield
yeah.
of Faith.
That's on me.
That's gone.
It's not on me.
Okay. Well. Okay.
So we're rolling new characters. We'll see you guys.
Okay, so the elf with braids, who I had thought was just gonna run because it seemed like a lost cause to her. Now that half the party went down, she's gonna change her mind and gonna stick around, and she's gonna go for the nearest target, which from her is Gwen, I think. So she's gonna race at you with her baton crackling with electric energy, and she's gonna swing at you. And I can't see it because I'm running out of screen space. She rolls a 16.
Oh, that's my armor class.
Okay, it's hit not very high damage compared to the other ones. 4 bludgeoning and 8 lightning.
And the bludgeoning is halved because I'm still a werewolf.
Mm-hmm. So 10 points altogether. And that's her turn. And that's them. There's only 2 left. So this should be easy for you all.
Yeah.
Gwen, it's your turn.
Okay. Just so we're all aware, before that hit, I had 11 hit points. And now
Whoa.
I have 1.
Oh my god.
This is great. So I took damage, and so at the start of my turn, I have to make a wisdom saving throw because of my bloodlust. And it's DC 15 since I have no more than half my hit points left.
Oh, God.
That's a natural 20.
It sure is.
So, for the first time ever, I maintained control of myself, and I would like to then attack the elf.
Okay, you know what I'm going to say? Because you managed to keep your cool so well with that natural 20, I will give you advantage on this attack. Because you're hyper-focused on violence right now. So.
That's all I've got left. Okay, where are my claws with my frostbite on them? That's a 24.
That will hit.
To hit. And I get 7 slashing and 2 cold damage. And wait, there's something else. Oh my
But
God.
wait.
I'm so sorry, there's
more.
so much stuff on my sheet.
Gosh, I need
Oh, I plus 1 more damage because of Feral Might. It's half my proficiency bonus
Nice.
rounded down. So 8 slashing damage and 2 cold damage.
Well done, well done.
And
cool.
I'm sorry. I forgot how to play Dungeons and Dragons.
It happens.
I can also, since I use my claws, I can also attack as a bonus action.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I would like to also hit the elf again.
Okay.
Elf with
do
braids, and try to chop off their braids
it. Okay.
or something.
Yes, that is a
It's
hit.
a 17 for 8 slashing and 3 cold damage.
That's amazing. Okay, so and oh yeah, because the wall, right, that you said. Awesome. Well, you just even the tables because you shredded this person down to a little strand of life left. There's only one braid still clutching on for dear life. She reels back from your attack. She immediately regrets her decision to stay in this fight. Immediately. Awesome. So that's your action, your bonus. Do you want to move? You want to hang there?
I'm gonna stay right there.
Okay, let's go to Rosh.
Okay, there are 3 people down,
There are
right?
3 people down.
Who's closest to me? Okay, you know what? I'm going to cast Cure Wounds on Vincent.
Okay, awesome. So you rush over to his form as like he's kind of all this burning. What is it? Radiant energy was your. Yeah, you're muted. But that's okay. And so it's burning, and then you get knocked unconscious, fall down, and races over to your still sizzling form.
All right. That's gonna be 4 points of healing.
It's enough.
Yeah.
More than I've got.
Awesome.
More than I've got, to be honest.
Yeah. And if I can, I'd like to see is Bolster still like hovering on Samathes in the air? Like,
Did Samathes roll? A dex
You know,
save?
he didn't, and I was gonna cover that on my turn, but yeah, he failed his dex save. He has 25 hit points, so the damage was 26. So I think Sam is down as well.
Okay, so yeah, I think it kind of blows you out of the sky, and the whole thing falls into like a burning wreckage, and the form of Bolster kind of rolls out.
then I'd like to, if I can, pick up Bolster like a football and try to get some cover underneath the ship.
Okay, yeah.
I assume the ogre's like on top of it?
Yep, he is.
Okay. Someplace where we won't get blasted again, hopefully.
Awesome. Sweet. Yeah, the no roll for that because he's a light little munchkin. Nice. Anything else? Did you bring out a spiritual weapon into this battle?
No, I had no second level spell slots going into this
Gotcha.
fight.
Okay. All right.
'Cause we have-
Cool. So no bonus actions, I'm assuming. Cool. That'll bring us to Crystalline. May I have a death save, please?
That is a 17.
That is a success. You hang on to life. You still have hope. Bolster, death save for me.
Rolled an 18.
Oh, that is another success. This is looking great, everybody. That's going to bring us to...
Does Sam do a death save as well?
Does he get death saves?
He basically acts like a normal player, except
Okay, yep.
for
Then yes.
yeah.
Yep.
I don't know how to do a death save with him.
Just straight D20. If you can roll it on your sheet.
That's just +0 anyway, so that works as a D20. So 14 as a death save, so he succeeds.
All right. Well done, both of you. Okay, so that's gonna bring us to Sima, who let me see, who she is going to what does she got here? First, she's gonna throw a dagger as her action at the elf with braids who's barely hanging on. And she rolls a 16, which is a hit, and she only had 1 hit point left, so it was like thunk and falls over. And then she sees what you're doing, Rosh, and she gets the idea, and she follows you. But as she goes, she says a healing word over Crystallum.
Yay!
I'm going to do level 2. Actually, how do I do that? Is it going to ask? Okay, good. And she heals you for 8 points of healing. Which doesn't seem right. The way that it's... Wait, D4 plus...
Or get any bonus?
It should be another D4 on top of that. They didn't come through right. And wow, she's rolled a great 12 points. You have 12 points of healing done to you. And I'm gonna get rid of that second level slot of hers. Actually, she should be out because she already leveled up. So she is out of second level spells. Okay, cool. That's gonna be her turn, which will bring us to Vyncent.
Okay, gonna pull myself off the ground, see that people are taking cover, fire my last spell slot of magic missiles at the ogre, and then also duck for cover under the thing.
Okay, awesome, do it.
So I've been rolling pretty well for it before.
Whew, nice.
Yep. So that's 15 force damage on Mr. Ogre.
All right. Wow. And as you begin running, you feel this familiar surge once again begin to overtake you.
Okay. All right. Let's see. 1d100.
Oh, here it goes.
That's a 10.
So 10. Okay. So as the ground is kind of burning with all this laser fire that had kind of rained down on it, and kind of it's still sizzling on some of your clothes, just instantly all the fire that's not Rosh just disappears immediately, and not like leaving a small wisp of smoke left. And yeah.
Not
cool.
bad.
So then you run under, and you are also out of the eyesight of the ogre.
Yep. And
Awesome.
I'm assuming my radiant consumption winked out when I went down. It doesn't actually really say, but I would assume going unconscious would cause it to stop.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I mean,
if you're, that makes sense to me.
I mean,
you want to
your
just
transformation lasts for 1 minute or until you end it as a bonus action. If it's not over, I will use my bonus action to end it.
okay.
That's
All right.
something to consider going forward.
Okay, cool. All right, so you race under, and that's going to bring us to, there's no elf, so the ogre, who you're still out in the open, aren't you, Gwen? Okay.
I am as well.
You two, both of you are. Okay. So this is what's going to happen. You see him. His gun is like kind of red hot after been unleashing this volley, and it's like steaming, and see him fiddling with it. Let's see if he gets it. Okay, he's unable to get the power back for it, so he just drops it onto the ship with a loud clunk, leaps into the air, of bringing out a huge club, and lands between you and Gwen and Crystallum, and swings it, not Crystallum, because you're still on your back, smacking into Gwen, which I gotta bring his sheet up. Okay.
Those are about to die.
So that is a 19 to hit
That hits me.
for 12 bludgeoning damage.
I'm out.
Okay. Okay. All right. Then that's his turn as he kind of like turns towards the rest of you, hiding underneath the ship, and his large jaw filled with uneven, large, kind of sharp but teeth. He just started to growls at you and spits a green, gross thing at you. Cool. So, Gwen, may I have a little saving throw, please?
As I turn back into my normal self, it goes away.
Oh no.
18!
Well done. Gosh, you guys are rolling really well. Good job. Cool. That'll bring us to Rush.
You're
You're
muted.
muted. Yes.
Okay. I take because bolster's still on my hands and unconscious. Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
I want to heal you, but Gwen just went down. So I'm going to take bolster and hand bolster to.
I'm there with you.
Yeah, I hand bolster to Vyncent. I say, "Take care of him," and then I sprint as fast as I can. Gonna like power slide towards Gwen and
Yes.
lay cure wounds on her, and hopefully roll better than I did before.
Awesome.
Nope, that's exactly the same. Am I rolling the right thing? Yeah, that's still the right thing. It's a
Oh
4.
man.
But it's
Uh-oh.
enough.
It is enough. That's a bummer though.
It's a huge bummer.
Okay, cool.
I'm gonna click that again to see if I can roll something. Yeah, I rolled it.
Don't waste it!
I just had to make sure it was working.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna square off my shield and spear and kind of wobbling against the ogre.
Okay. Whew. All right, Crystallum, you come to on your back. This kind of half giant creature looming over you.
Is it close enough that standing up would provoke an attack of opportunity?
He wouldn't notice you. He thinks you're done
Sweet.
for right
Okay.
now.
I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna spend 3 of my psi points to use my Psychic Claws ability. I manifest a big ol' Psychic Claw that does 1d10 damage per psi point spent.
Oh, okay. That seems very good. All right.
That'll do.
Is that just like it? Is that an attack roll or what is that?
It's an
Saving throw?
attack roll.
Okay.
9!
9 is a 9. So you summon this energy, and we said it was green. So these green claws kind of rake past him, and he kind of notices you as your metallic form kind of screeches on the ice as you get up, and he kind of scoots back just a little bit, missing your claws. Is there anything else you can do?
Okay, don't have that active anymore. I didn't have that active anymore. Sorry, just making sure everything on my sheet's right. Okay, the only other thing that I want to do is use my telepathy to say in its mind, you should run while you still can.
Okay. Maybe your eyes also kind of like light up when it happens. Yeah, I love it. Cool. Bolster.
Bolster does a death saving throw, rolls a 2. That's a failure.
All right.
Samathes rolls. I'm just using con because it's +0. So
Yeah.
and he also fails his death saving throw. So
See, we rise and fall together. All right, cool. So that'll bring us to Siama, who I think probably is going to do the same thing that she did last time, but she doesn't have a second level spell. So she's going to hook a dagger and chuck it right over there. And she rolls a she rolls a 13, which is not going to do it, unfortunately. But then she's going to cast Healing Word. They're her very last spell on Bolster and get him up.
I'm alive.
Woo! And she rolls real good again. I've been doing max rolls on these, so you get 8 points.
I am so alive.
Okay, and that's all she can do. And then she kind of tentatively kind of like conquers a little bit behind one of the landing gear. She kind of like gets a little bit behind those to get a little bit of cover. Cool. So that's going to bring us to Vincent.
Okay, seeing that Bolster is back up, I'm just gonna kind of set him down on the ground. I assume we're kind of hiding behind like one of the ship's landing gears or something.
Sure, but there's also a ramp that is still extended.
Okay. So yeah,
But
just trying to put him down behind cover. And then instead of healing him, which I was about to do, I will poke my head out and just pop a firebolt at the ogre.
all right.
Pew! That's an 18.
That is going to hit.
That's going to be 1 fire damage.
Yeah, he does. No, his one weakness. No, yeah, cool. So, yeah, he doesn't seem to react too much, but yeah, your this kind of bolt of fire lances out and smacks him across his shoulder and shower of sparks from the impact. Sweet. All right. Oh wait, I forgot. You already slammed him. You did a lot. I forgot that you hit him with the magic missile, so he actually isn't as like pristine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you hit him again, is what I'm saying. Cool.
But with
All right.
significantly less oomph.
Yeah, just a little bit less. And he is going to let's see. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger bites. I'm gonna smack on Rosh.
All right, I'm gonna give him disadvantage.
Okay.
With my last warding flare.
All right. Cool. That probably doesn't hit. It's a 12.
That misses.
That's a good damage roll too. Okay. Cool. And that's all he does. As this great club, kind of like with all these metal parts kind of wrapped around it with sharp edges, he slams it down. You had a shield. You kind of deflect the blow, glances, and it smashes into the ice beside the Yule. Excellent. That will bring us to Gwendolyn.
I'm up. I stand up.
All right. She stands up.
And if I can, with the rest of my movement, I would like to position myself in between Rosh and the big guy,
Okay.
the scary ogre. I don't have that many hit points anyway. I don't care what my max is. I'm going to bonus action Crimson Right on my rapier.
Okay.
So I rolled my little dice. So my max hit points go down again. And then I will use my action to attack him.
Yeah.
Speed.
That's a
Momentum.
25.
Whoa. Yep.
Violence.
That'll do it.
He takes... I gotta add this extra.
So 10 piercing
Is
and 2
it...
cold.
Well, is that only...
Oh wait, you're.
Nope,
right
that's
damage.
only when I'm in hybrid form. So regular damage. 9 piercing and 2 cold damage to that guy.
Awesome. All right. Snap. Okay. Yeah. You do a dirty service to him, and he is really upset about it. Like as you kind of like stab him, I guess like probably on the right side, underneath the ribs and up, and he winces in pain, kind of like with a very he like reaches out and tries to smack you away, but you notice there's this strength seems to be quickly leaving him. But he is still standing for a moment longer, which will bring us to Rush.
All right. Well, if Gwen pushed me out of the way, then I'll let her interpose herself, and I'm going to conjure a ball of flame in my hand and cast and throw a produce flame at the ogre.
Okay. Is that a save or is it a...
It's an attack.
It's an attack, okay.
Yeah. No, that's an 8 to hit.
Yeah, it's not enough. No. I think maybe as you're trying to like bring this spell together, as Gwen kind of pushes stuff out in between you, you kind of like have trouble getting it around her and getting the right angle, and kind of throws you off a little bit. Yeah, and it just doesn't materialize correctly.
All right.
Your fingers don't do the right thing.
Nope. Nope, they're broken.
They're broken. Bonus actions?
Nope, nothing for a bonus action.
Okay. Crystallum. Redemption time, buddy.
It's another bestial clause. I can use it one more time after this, but I've nearly burned through all of my side points.
Okay.
Come on. 11?
Come on.
No, it's not. Gosh, no. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot about injury saves. We're gonna have to catch up on that afterwards. Okay. It's not enough. I'm sorry.
No.
Bonus actions or anything?
No, that's my turn.
Okay. All right. Bolster, you are awake.
Bolster picks himself up off the ground and goes, "Oh, this has been the worst day." And he looks over at the ogre that's there, and I think he just raises his hand with his little crossbow in it and fires off a bolt towards him. Does not hit, and just kind of his shoulders kind of droop a little bit. And he looks sad, and he probably okay. How far away from the Gatling gun is Bolster? I know that's on top of the ship.
Yeah, it's on top of the ship.
So it's like impossible to get to, probably.
I mean, you can try to make it. Yeah.
I mean, I only have 25 movement, and I want to know, like, okay, well, okay, how far away is the ship from the rest of the party?
Very close.
It's okay, because I don't know, like, if it's possible to just like scurry up to the top of the ship.
Tell me what you want, buddy.
All I want to do is get to that Gatling gun and shoot the ogre with it.
Okay.
Obviously on my next turn, but that's the plan.
You can start getting there right now. I will say that this creature that was holding it is a giant creature, very large, and you are very small. You would not think you could lift it. You might be able to pull the trigger, but
I thought it was mounted. That's me being stupid.
He's holding it like a boss.
Okay, never mind. In that case, that's not even possible. So I'm just going to stick as far away from as I can from this horrible creature. And
and just like wipe the sweat off Sam Thie's brow as he dies. This turn.
I can't actually help him. So it's fine.
You want to give me a death save for Samathes, please?
Yes. Why aren't you working? Mirror Sam. Sorry, it's just thinking about it right now.
Okay.
There it goes.
Okay.
7.
So that's 2
another failure.
Failures. Cool. So that's going to bring us to Sima, who I forgot until just this moment has been poisoned this whole time, and so she should have had disadvantages on all those throws. But that's okay. I will start now. So she, for a moment, her stomach seems settled, and she's gonna throw a dagger and hurls at the exact same moment, and just like bends over double, with disadvantage on this throw. Yeah, that's not gonna hit. It just kind of like, it actually just like, she just lets go way too early and just tings off the top of the ship that's above her and like slams down. and she's like doubled over on the ice and snow. Okay, that's gonna bring us to Vincent.
Okay. Would I have any sense of like how healing Samathes works? Like, would normal healing things work, or because he's some kind of construct, it doesn't?
Normal healing stuff would work for him.
Yeah, he's kind of made out of. He's not the same thing that Crystallum is, but it's like a similar or the same principle as far as like this not real inorganic metal that's being used.
Okay, so if I used my healing hands thing, that would work on him.
Yeah, I think that's probably something you would have discussed in the past, however long.
Okay, then I will use my action to give Samathes 3 hit points.
Yes!
Awesome. You get to keep that robot a little longer.
Just a little
Yay!
bit.
No, okay. Yay!
And I literally can't do anything else, so I'm just going to kind of duck behind some kind of cover more.
Awesome. Was that a racial ability?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Awesome. Super cool. All right, and he's gonna swing down on who hit him last? It was Gwen. She gonna get you. Gonna get you if I can get his sheet up. I keep switching between the two. Okay, and it comes down on you. Rolls a 16 to hit.
Oh, that's my armor class.
He doesn't roll very high, but I don't think it matters still. He rolls very low for him, but he rolls an 8 bludgeoning damage.
I'm out again.
Just Flintstones you direct bump on the head, and you crumple down. And he's like kind of yells like, "Why won't you all stay down?"
Magic. I use my telepathy to say that in his head.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. All right. Actually, his next attack's gonna have a disadvantage because that sucks. He's like magic. Gosh, crap. That's the missing ingredient. Gwen, may I have another death save, please?
15?
Okay, that is a success. All right, lots of injuries. What table are we on? R2. Okay. All right, Rachel.
Well, like the other side of whack-a-mole, I'm just gonna try to get Gwen back up.
Okay.
10 hit points.
Oh, that's a good one.
There we go. That's my last spell slot.
Awesome.
I peace out. I just start walking towards the exit. I'm done.
No one else is allowed to go down. I think we're literally out of healing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Cooper. I didn't see you come in.
Hi, buddy.
Let's see, where are we at? Okay, so Crystallum.
Last try.
Redemption again.
Last try.
I didn't think the ogre would survive to give you another chance.
24.
That's gonna hit!
Yes!
He takes 18 points of slashing damage.
Are you kidding me? Yes, that's gonna do it. What does it look like? Holy crap.
Like, I have had enough. I just reach to his shoulder, whip him around, and with the other hand, I just take off his gut.
Oh, okay, yeah. You have it in your hands. No. And then you just like tearing him, and the ogre like looks down and with this shocked look expression on his face as he realizes that the answer was magic all along, and he falls back in a heap, expired. All right, you done did it, everybody. Let's change music because you did it. Nice.
Can we get the Final Fantasy VII victory theme up in here? I feel like I deserve that right now.
Gosh, I don't
I
know.
have Gwen up.
All right. Is everyone?
Do we have anyone that's down right now? Yeah,
Nope.
everyone's good.
I
Okay.
think everyone's up.
Oh,
I
good
know
might be a
Gwen's down.
stretch, but
So, yes. Okay. So let's do some injuries right now. How many times did you go down? If you can remember, let me know. Okay. All right. I gotta relook
good
up
job,
the rules.
cleric. Doing what you're supposed to do.
So
Seriously, man.
when you're first knocked unconscious,
And Vincent.
immediately make a Constitution saving throw. So everyone do con saves that were knocked down.
Do you want to
we're just going to
one at
handle
a
your
time?
first. We're going to just handle your first injury. Yeah, for right now.
An 18 for Vincent.
Okay. So probably was the second one for Samothy's bolster?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. Well, gosh, I'll figure out how we're gonna handle injuries for a robot. But okay.
I mean, you know.
Yeah, we'll figure something out. Okay, so yeah, definitely. Samothy's gets an injury of some kind. Gwen, you get an injury of some kind, and Christom, you get an injury of some kind. Roll d8s for me, and then if you've been knocked down twice, roll another Constitution saving throw at disadvantage. Okay, so the twos, both of you have limps now. And mechanically, it's probably not going to make a huge difference, but you look real funny. You can't dance real well. No, you can't dance really well right now. And you walk slower than everyone else. You can move slower. You're probably not going to be like. I don't know how I'm going to arbitrate that, but just know that going forward for right now, you have a limp. And Christom, you have emotional trauma.
Yay!
So, which is quite a jump up, I would say. Okay, so let me, and both of you, I think both of you passed your second round. Those are with disadvantage?
Nope. Already forgot.
Oh, wait. Sorry. Disadvantage. Dang it.
Yeah. Okay, so half your level rounded up. So yeah, so you're fine, Gwen. What's your second roll of bolster?
I'm waiting for the sheet to work for me. I don't know why it's so slow.
Nah,
It's
you're
having
fine. You're fine. You're
trouble.
fine. Both of you are fine.
There it goes.
Oh, good. You missed the. I don't know what emotional trauma does yet. But you have it, Christom. Which is weird. I'm trying to imagine Christom being traumatized. That's hard for me to picture. So
Guys, that was really bad.
so sorry, I didn't mean to do that straight in the mic. Okay, so what it means is that I roll on a table that I don't have in front of me. Sorry, I didn't realize this was going to happen. And okay, pardon me, everyone. I'm rolling on a madness table. And I don't even know what you're supposed to roll. So I would have asked that right now while I was looking this up. Okay, so D100, please.
$29.
Okay. Okay, so roll me a D10, please.
All these rolls.
Then a D6, then a D4.
Yeah.
2.
All right, so for the next couple minutes, you're going to be incapacitated, and you're going to spend the duration screaming, laughing, or weeping. Dealer's choice, I guess.
You know, screw it. I just clawed this thing's guts out. I'm laughing.
Okay. Yeah, that tracks. I see you just like
Oh
standing
my
with
gosh.
this viscera in your hands. You're like,
Is it like a robotic repeating though? Like you just like keep like
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
And we're sure he's okay with the rest of us meat bags.
Crystal,
Oh my gosh.
are you okay?
What? Yeah, fine.
All right.
What?
Sorry, I just got lost in stuff. So,
She's fine.
Sorry about that.
At this point, it's just dry heaving. She's got nothing left in her, and she's just like.
That just kind of
That's
happens
amazing.
around me.
So, what were we here for again?
We gotta
shipping
get
these-
there. We gotta get their dandy outfits. That's what we gotta get.
All right.
Strip their
I guess-
armor. We can probably try salvage parts of the ship as well.
Is there any chance they would have sent off a distress signal? Do we need to get a move on, or can we take a little bit of time here?
Well, we do know someone's coming to attack whoever was in this ship previously. We should probably just move the ship altogether.
It's not a bad idea. It's probably nicer than our ship, so we could just keep it.
But the other ship has all the animals and pace on it, so
Bolster, roll a history check for me, please.
For me. All right.
And,
20.
Okay, 20. From your experience with the Stygian Tales, you know that people in Gridwalker ships and lots of actually equipment that the Ocelot employs with their facilitators and all the different people associated with them, they often have like fallbacks, and a lot of their equipment is locked or rigged to make it difficult for those who are not authorized to use. It's not impossible, but it is not easy at all. You remember Three Tails, three other mouse folks who tried to take a speeder, just tried to jack it, and all that the entire thing exploded, and all three of them were engulfed in the flames. You know that story from experience.
All right. So Bolster says something along the lines of, y'all, I know we're poor and church mice, but this might not be the right way to go. They tend to lock things up real tight, and yeah, your life can be a living hell if you're trying to get into these things, and it'll mess you up. So it might be best for us to just leave her alone.
Well, I'll say this. With a roll of 20, you also know that you can get some stuff, just actually like operating the vehicle is problematic. So you know that they don't have this safeguard on everything. Not everything is under lock, but yeah. But
All right,
don't.
so let's
I'll just make it plain. You don't think you can fly it away without risking something.
So let's just run in, grab anything that isn't locked down, and get out of here real quick.
Could we bring the Arcturus around so we don't have to walk all the way back?
I'll be right back.
Just load everything up here.
I'm just gonna go get the Arcturus, yeah.
Okay. So, you all are going to pretty much is the word I'm looking for scuttle? You want to scuttle the ship?
Loot then scuttle.
Loot then scuttle. Wait, scuttling is just destructive.
I prefer
It's not-
recycling.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, cool. So yeah. So you go back to the ship. It wasn't that far away, Christom. You pull it around. That probably only takes you about 20 minutes to get there and get back. It's kind of difficult to find a parking space, but you managed to find a dock that's closer than the one that you landed in. It's not, you're not parked right next to it, but it is much closer. And we'll say that not weighted down, you're only like a 2-minute walk between ships. So also, I'll just remind you all, you know that you have until the sun goes down, of which you have about 2.5 hours left. No, 3. Sorry, 3 hours. I took away the time that Christom spent from you all, but that doesn't make sense. You all have 3 hours. So what do you want to do? Like, what do you want to prioritize? Because you're gonna want to prioritize
the Gridwalkers themselves, and at least trying to get their. Do we want to spend time trying to get their suits off, or we already have?
I think the
Let's
armor's
start a corpse pile in the Arcturus.
Yeah, I just start picking up their bodies and just walking them towards the ship.
Okay, let's do an athletics check to see how efficiently you can do this.
All right.
Because you do have a limp.
Oh, I do.
So this is gonna.
Can I drag them?
Yeah, you can drag. You can carry and drag. It's just you're gonna be a little bit slow. So yeah, I get because of the limp. I think this. That's gonna take you. Let's see, how many people? I'm gonna think that takes you like the better part of an hour. Just.
Can Samathes go ahead and help her with that as well? Like trying to carry a couple of them.
Sure. What injury did he have? I forget.
He has a limp.
Oh, he has a limp. Okay, so one of his motors doesn't he has like two maybe propulsion jets and like one's off, so he can only do like left turns for a bit and just kind of like spinning in a little circle as the actually I don't know if that's gonna be a whole lot of help, but maybe she can like lean the bodies on him and help lift and like push along. So
on the way, I just kind of like keep redirecting him.
Yeah,
And just
exactly.
kind of shoulder him like, oh, this way, Sam.
It's good.
Yeah, he's like basically any shopping cart is how he's operating right now. So, yeah, okay, so cool. I still think that takes about an hour. With Sam,
that's fine.
So, we'll let's go. All right, so Rosh, we'll pair you and Vyncent up. What do you two want to investigate?
What's wrong with the Arcturus right now? We have engine difficulties, right? That's one of our big problems. I think we should.
Railgun is messed up as well.
I think we should. I was thinking about prioritizing
engine for sure.
The engine and see how much of the equipment from there we can scrap for repairs.
Okay. Yep. Give me a what do we call this? Arcana.
From both of us, or
are you helping, or what are you doing?
Well, you said we were pairing up.
Yeah, I paired you off, but that was like I don't have to. Like you don't have. You can do whatever you want. I
was thinking Vyncent would go with either Rosh or Bolster to figure out what we can pull from their ship to help with ours.
Okay, Bolster. Let me pull you in then, because like you guys are the tech heads. Like Bolster, what are you doing? Like what are you doing? Prioritizing first.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Bolster is probably looking. What was very interested in anything to repair the engine because we got to move. So I think he's looking at that.
Okay. All right. So the two of you together, actually the three of you together, I'll say that you can pretty much make a rapid assessment. Then I'll say that you can be able to pull off. You can't obviously unmount the engine and just like remove it, but there are a lot of parts that you're familiar with in your ship that are busted that you can either take like some modular parts that you can be able to apply and port them over or repurpose them and kind of, at least if nothing else, just reduce the material cost of your repairs. So let's do what checks? No, we already did. Yeah, let's do Arcana checks we'll just do a group one, all of three of you, and I'll figure out some sort of aggregate.
Can I say a prayer and guidance myself before working on this?
Do I want to blow Tides of Chaos on that?
Because I need it.
Yeah, I'm gonna Tides of Chaos that. So that was a 10. Come on. 13.
Okay.
13. Yeah.
Okay. As you do that, like, all right. So we'll settle this first. All right. So you go through. You're kind of viewing the, like the power cells, some of like the vent plates that that kind of like fried out on your on the Arcturus. You kind of collect some of the kind of the inductors. You kind of remove the things that are kind of easier to remove. You kind of get in there and you collect a variety of different parts that I will figure out how much that will reduce your repair costs in a minute. But yeah, you move it all. Let's say with those rolls, which aren't that great, it takes, but with the three of you all working together, it takes you about an hour and a half to remove those things. So we're running up about an hour left until sunrise. Christellum, what are you doing? Oh, you brought by the ship, but you have there's a half hour that I'm not counting for right now.
Yep. Was the ogre wearing any armor himself?
Yes.
I'm going to spend the time taking that off him then, because we are not dragging a damn ogre body back to the ship.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say you peel off 10 minutes of Gwen's time then. Yeah. Smart. Cool. So, and as you all are moving from the ship, there are more rooms to explore other than just like the engine rooms. There's a cargo hold, there's crew's quarters, and there's other things if you wanted to poke around. But after Bolster's story, you don't honestly have to. But I just wanted to let you know that there is, like, in this kind of semicircle hallway that kind of encompasses the whole ship, there are other things to look at. And we'll say you have about an hour left before sundown. As you all are kind of like loading this stuff onto the... Yep.
The only thing I want to look for, if I have any time left, is a trophy or a trinket that I can add to my collection of them.
Okay. What kind of thing would you look? Oh, I think I know what would be good.
Okay.
Yeah. It depends on how grisly you want to get.
Something that will keep.
Something that will keep.
Not something that's gonna rot in my quarters.
Okay. I think that that yellow-scaled lizard person with the red frills, either the red frills, maybe you can cut those off and use those, or maybe the lizard's jawbone, just kind of clean that off or something like that. Something like that I think would be pretty sweet.
Yep, that. I take his jawbone.
Okay. Just kind of
so that's happening.
Can you
Okay.
get that description of the lizard again, though? I don't remember what he looks like.
Oh, he's a yellow-scaled lizard.
Might have to rewrite my bond. Go ahead.
Yep. I saw off his
Awesome.
jawbone.
Or give me a survival check. We'll see how good of a job you can do with this.
That would be a natural 20.
Yeah, you do an amazing job with it. You actually it's basically, if not totally sterile, it is completely fletch away all of the skin and tendons and muscles and everything, all muscle fibers, and it is just pristine. And you managed to do it in a way that kept all of the teeth still in the sockets, and it's just amazing. Well done.
I sit there and I look at it for a minute and I just say, oh, Pace is going to like this. And I tuck it away.
Oh.
Okay, so yep.
Bolster wants to look for anything that would indicate the location of other Gridwalkers and ways to avoid them potentially in our journey to Pace, or to bring Pace back.
Okay. Let's say this. How about you all roll an investigation check? And
Oh, I'm good at that.
That's an 11. I've been rolling lots of 9s tonight.
Can I guidance myself again? Because I'm looking for medicine.
oh, you're looking for medicine in particular. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. Snoop. Okay. All right. Well, and Vincent, while this is going on, you feel just kind of this kind of vibration just in your eyes are kind of vibrating a little bit, and you're managing to keep control, but you've known in the past, like sometimes these surges, sometimes they come immediately, sometimes they wait for a while, and you're managing to keep it down for right now. But just want to remind you that's still on the table.
Yep.
So can you read rolls for me, please?
Bolster rolled a 22.
Okay.
Crystalum got a 19.
Nice.
6.
11.
22.
Nice. Okay. All right. So we're gonna start with Bolster. Real quick. We'll say that you go through the crew's quarters and kind of the cockpit to kind of try to find any sort of indication of where everyone else is out. You're looking kind of combing through papers, and there's kind of a lot that seems to be a little bit fastidious, like note keeping, but it's all a bit inscrutable, very vague names or verbiage that they're using. Let's see. You find like the ship's manifest for the ship that you're in right now with a bunch of names on it, presumably of the people that you have offed, which I won't bother you all with right now. But if you ever want it, I will post it into chat. You see the current missions kind of on their docket. One of it is to find a where is it? Arthenex specimen, a W33D specimen, and an MZ specimen. And 2 of those are marked off. The MZ is not marked off quite yet. And then you see this note as that just kind of seems to be kind of handwritten underneath it. It just said like, once specimens are recovered, deliver to the kitchen for post-processing. But you looking for where other Gridwalkers might be, you don't find anything specific. It's all very coded. With more time, you might be able to like decode some stuff, but right now it's a little bit inscrutable.
Can I just take all of that with me?
Yeah, you have a bag of holding, sure.
Cool.
Yeah, you can do that. Cool. So, we're going to take it to Crystallum next. Crystallum, you're kind of, we'll say you're in the crew's quarters, just kind of like picking around there, like turning over people's cases where they have like their personal belongings, looking for anything good. Go ahead and roll me 66.
14.
You find 14 gold pieces.
Hooray!
And you also find this piece of fabric, this green fabric that's kind of rolled up around something that seems hard with a bit of gold thread.
Oh. I'm looking at what's wrapped in it. Oh,
Sorry,
no, so
what?
you said the fabric was what wrapped in the gold threads. God, I can't talk for some reason. might be because it's 2 a.m., but yeah, never mind.
Yeah, something cylindrical is wrapped in a green fabric and bound with twine, or golden twine.
I'll wait till later to check that out.
Okay. Are you pocketing it?
Yeah.
Just like waiting. Okay. All right. You, I guess you have a bag or something. Just kind of throw it back there. Okay. Yeah, it's about how much is that? Like maybe a little less than 3 feet long. A meter. About a meter. Okay, cool. So then those are the most interesting things that you find. Which will take us to Rosh. Rosh, you kind of comb through this area that's it's adjacent to the cargo hold, and as you open it up, you see 6 large cylinders with a sort of transparent material. It seems like glass, but it's a little bit different. I don't know. You're not really sure what it is exactly. You haven't seen a material quite like this, but you're able to look inside and see the contents of them. In one is one of the what am I calling? We'll just say one of the cylinders is filled with this pink gas that is swirling around, and within it, you see a kind of slowly moving shape. Somewhat amorphous, almost like a gelatin, just kind of like waving slowly at the bottom of the cylinder. In another, you see a what looks like a pile of dead vegetation, kind of browned and crisp looking. But it's like held together a little bit strangely. It's not just like a leaf pile or like a pile of weeds or whatever. It seems to like kind of a vaguely humanoid form as you kind of look over it. It strikes you, but it is not moving, and otherwise it just kind of looks like a bit of compost. And 3 of the cylinders are empty, and the last one, however, there is a creature with inside that, as you kind of like get a little closer to it, it kind of looks up and looks towards you, and you see these multifaceted eyes. It's a small creature, but insectoid, maybe 3 feet long. These mandibles that are kind of like slowly moving at its mouth, very thin appendages. Its shell is, or it's its exoskeleton, I guess, is it's iridescent. It's kind of has these colors that kind of remind you. Well, I don't know if this is a thing in this universe, but it is now, like peacock feathers, like as far as like kind of turquoise, yellows, and blues, or in greens, kind of catching the light on his shell, which has lots of cracks in it, and there's this kind of dried yellow, presumably a liquid at some point, that is kind of gathered up around all the cracks. And it kind of looks at you. Its antennas kind of moving slowly, and it kind of backs away into as far as it can in this cylinder that's maybe only like 4, or like probably a diameter of 5 feet. Radius of 5 feet, not diameter.
Okay. Do I get the impression that this is some sort of like holding cells?
Yeah, it does appear that way.
Okay.
Or yeah.
If I go up to the glass with the peacock bug, and do I get the impression, like, is it looking at me? Does it look like a creature, like feral, or does it look like it's? I'm trying to get the impression of whether this thing's sentient, whether it might understand me.
It's
I
don't think you can tell looking at it.
Okay.
It's just kind of it's following you as you move about the room. Its eyes are following you. Sorry, as you move about the room, but dogs do that. So
yeah, I'm just gonna speak to it then and see if it responds. Respect. Do you understand me?
Its head kind of tilts, but you don't hear a response.
Okay.
Can I get a perception check?
Yeah. 22.
22. Okay. Oh yeah. As you say that, there's a very subtle kind of shimmer of almost like this vapor that seems to come out of something, or like around its head, that's kind of like makes the air kind of wave for a moment after you say something, but it dissipates shortly.
This might be a stretch. Would I have any reason to have encountered creatures, or is it common in this universe possible to like creatures that communicate like with like myconids, like the spores and stuff that they use, dude, like the telepathic resonance communicating. Is that like a
Sure.
okay? Does it look something like that? Like it's some sort
It doesn't. It doesn't look like a toad. It doesn't look like a mushroom person. But like, let's say that you're. That form of communication. You're aware that some things communicate like that.
Okay. Is anyone else nearby? If I'm in the ship, Gwen, are you? Can you hear me?
Just sawing.
I suppose not.
Yes, what? Do you need something?
Perfect.
Can you come in here for a second?
Okay, I limp in there.
I need your expertise.
Yes.
I point out the creature. Do you know what kind of creature this is?
Do I?
I think in your area of expertise, you probably wouldn't have come across it, but I will give you a just a straight. We'll just say we'll use history, but I'm considering this as a general knowledge thing.
14.
It's like some sort of big ant-like bug. That's what you see.
Very large bug.
It doesn't seem hostile. It seemed to react when I spoke to it. I was considering letting it out. It might be sentient. I just can't tell. I'm in pretty bad shape right now. I know I hold myself together pretty well, but I'm not sure if that's the safest option right now, is to let this creature go.
I would
But I don't
agree. Well, what languages do bugs speak? If they speak.
None that I know.
I try to talk to it in primordial.
Okay.
I say, hello, bug.
You know primordial.
I do, yes.
Why don't we speak that all the time? I didn't. We'll talk later. Let's see if there's interaction.
And as she speaks, actually, as you both are speaking, now that you're aware of it, Rosh, you notice every now and then just more kind of vapors seem to be. It's actually at this point, I think actually it doesn't dissipate. You don't notice it dissipating. It just seems to kind of like hang in the cylinder a little bit longer. Just seems like a little bit wavy in there.
I think we should let it out. The worst that happens is that it kills me, and honestly, I thought I was going to die earlier anyway, so just prolong the inevitable.
Fair enough. Pace
Okay.
would know what to do.
She would. I'm doing what Pace would do.
Yeah.
Saw how well that worked for her. Let's go. Open the door.
Okay, so you kind of scan the area and like find a few levers that seem to correspond with the. Oh my gosh, seem to correspond with the.
Sorry.
With the holding cells, and you throw the lever that corresponds to this bug creature, and as you do, the cylinder kind of swivels for a moment and then drops down. And as it does, Gwen, you especially are for a moment are kind of overcome by this like strange scent that fills the room. Rosh, you notice it too, but not as acutely as our friend Gwen here. And in that moment, you don't hear a voice, but it seems your thoughts begin to take shape without your control. Like your mind begins to run away with you a little bit, and your thoughts kind of wander, and kind of emotions come up in a way that it strikes you that don't feel like they're from you, and you, in your own minds, you feel gratitude. You feel fear and confusion, and this creature kind of scans the room and like very tentatively kind of crawls off the pedestal and onto the floor and kind of back to the back of the room away from the two of you, as a little bit defensively.
I sort of, playing off Gwen, if she seems worried about this, I'll back off. But I pull out from my backpack. I want to pull out one of my 2 dried food rations, and I'm just gonna say, "We don't mean any harm, friend. We took care of the ones that kept you here. You're free to go if you like, or you can come with us." And I slide the food ration across the floor in its direction.
I say, we have lots of animal friends.
So as you say that, again, these kind of thoughts and feelings like form in your mind. And the longer you're exposed to this, the more easy it is for you to kind of separate these kind of incepted thoughts versus your own. It gets a little bit easier over time, but you kind of hear and sense, once again, gratitude as this creature kind of approaches the dried ration, kind of inspects it with the antenna and begins to kind of picks it up with its two front appendages and begins to kind of slowly nibble on it. As its mandibles kind of work their way over it, and it you feel like this sense of a question in your minds of like of who are you and where you're going.
My name is Rosh. This is my friend Gwen. We're sort of wanderers. Right now, we're just looking for a way to help a friend of ours. I don't mean to get you involved in any of our problems, but if you want to leave here, you can come with us.
And yep. And then you just you see the creature as it's kind of gently eating the food. It kind of scuttles past you slowly, kind of looking up at you both as it kind of moves by, and it crawls up this this container at the back of the room, and with its appendages, it kind of unlatches something and pushes it open, and pulls out, kind of rummaging through and it pulls out this this piece of fabric and throws it on the floor, and in your heads you just hear like I will go with you. And as it's saying this, it begins to slip into the teeniest, smallest spacesuit that is a kind of orange and silver and white, and it kind of like slips it over its body. It's you notice it's limping a bit. It has still has lots of wounds on its exoskeleton, and one eye seems to be slightly swollen as it kind of wanders its way, or not wanders its way, as it kind of gets dressed and ready to go.
Do you have a name, friend?
It thinks for a long moment. Like, you get in your kind of sense in your mind that it's not really sure like it's aware of the custom of names, but hasn't really thought about it too much. But you hear after a long pause, "I am help."
Well, we need plenty of that. So we'll introduce you to the rest of our group. Do you have any things here other than what you found? Is there anything else you need that they took from you?
It kind of cocks its head for a second, just shakes its head.
Do you know the others that are in those containers?
You feel a sense of sadness, but like the words that kind of form in your mind are just like, no, but they're like me, and that they were stolen.
Do either one of those containers look like the creatures in them are still alive?
One of them, the one with kind of vegetation in it, no, that looks pretty dead. The one with the pink gas and the sort of gelatin-like creature at the bottom does not. I mean, it's moving, but it like as far as whether it's alive or not, you're not entirely sure. It depends on how familiar you are with forms like that, I guess.
But I don't get the same like sort of sentience from. Does it just seem like a creature? Okay.
We'll say that you posit that question to help.
Okay.
And like is this one thinking? And he or it kind of responds like that he doesn't think so.
Probably what I'll do then is I'll have to go ahead and say, before we leave, maybe we can just open up that hatch and run away in case it's something that might attack us, but I don't want to just leave it in here to die.
Well, I don't think this junk moon is much better for it, but if you want.
I don't know anymore.
Roll me an Arcana check. Maybe you do. And then
18.
Okay. So as you were kind of messing with the controls of the to release help, you kind of you think that it's possible that maybe you can detach the canister without like opening it, and that could be transportable potentially.
I'd like to do that then.
Okay. We'll say that you spend the rest of your time before sundown doing that and moving that over the ship. Okay. And also, since you were originally looking for medical supplies, you do find 2 poultices, kind of med packs, which just act as common healing potions.
Okay.
You find 2 of those. And did I do everybody? Did I miss anybody? I mean, the other 2 of you didn't roll very well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's everybody. You have, yeah. I'll say we'll give the 3 on this thing, the row on the bottom. But Vyncent, Crystallum, and Bolster. No, Bolster, you're done. You spent all your time getting those. Crystallum and Vyncent, I'll give you one more thing that you can do if you can think of something. You don't have much time. You have like less than an hour.
Has anyone gone to claim the minigun yet?
No.
Mine.
Okay.
I'm gonna sell that.
Yes.
What's your strength?
16.
Okay. I think you can move it. You can move it on your own, but it's going to be like maybe. I think as you're trying to move around, it's so heavy that it occurs to you that it wasn't just the ogre's strength that helped it lift it. It was probably also the armor it was wearing.
Okay.
But I mean, you're able to move it and you're able to get it in the ship. over the next 45 minutes. You can do that, but as you're moving it, you feel like I might not be able to. As it is, and as you are at this present moment, you'd have to do something to figure a way to use that in battle. Is what I'm trying to say.
Fair enough.
Or get
Well,
balls.
my plan isn't to use it myself. It's either to mount it on the ship or sell it for a ton of money. So
for sure. All right, cool. Vincent, last chance.
Yep. Just going through their cargo hold, seeing if there's anything particularly valuable or noteworthy.
Okay. We'll say that because your roll is pretty low. Say that it takes a. I'll say that you find rations for 8 people for 2 weeks. So that's a lot. That's a lot of food.
Yep.
You find a ton of food, is what you find.
Cool. Pop that into the Ark's inventory.
Okay. All right. So you all move these items into the ship, and as the rest of you pass, if any of you happens by help, you get that, you feel that scent for a moment as you first introduced, and you hear those thoughts and words in your head as well. And it probably is not going to say much other than just like acknowledgement that you're saying hello or whatever your name is, but he'll just
I can
to each
do
of
that
you
too.
To each of you, he'll just say, "I am help," and I am help. I'm help. Not meant to be a Guardians of the Galaxy thing. It really felt like that just now. It wasn't going for that, but there it is.
I am help.
Okay, so you get back in the ship and you manage to pull out of the port. And as you're pulling away, you see several small figures begin to swarm out of the wreckage and then begin to comb through the ship as the salvagers who live on the junk moon begin to take their cut, but they were too afraid to push on you. Actually, so, let's see.
Oh no.
Nah, they don't. Okay, they don't trip it. But I was gonna see if somebody tried to fly it off, but they're just gonna dismantle it top to bottom. Okay, so you fly back to the port where you were at originally, I assume. Okay. What do you do in the immediate?
Can we please?
I would like to do this thing called take a long rest.
Yeah.
Please. It feels like it's been 2 months since we slept.
It's been a day.
Yeah. Okay. So, does anyone want to say anything before they go to bed?
I say my prayers.
Okay.
I also want to try to help the animals as much as I can, but I know I'm probably going to have to spend some spells.
Okay. Oh, by the way, I forgot last time I was listening to this session, and I think I indicated that the animals are all still injured, but I completely missed someone's song of rest that was healing, magically healing everybody. And I didn't think that might apply to the animals at the time. So I just totally missed that. So they are healed. The animals are fine.
Oh.
All right.
I missed that the first go around. Okay. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna
Sorry. Yeah. Before I take my rest, I want to have a quick look at whatever is wrapped up in that green cloth.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Okay. So as you kind of unwrap this item, what you see before you is sort of similar to hand cannons you've seen before, but the barrels themselves are much longer, and it has 3 barrels instead of just 1. The handle itself is kind of this dark red wooden handle that ends in a cap of silver. and along the length of each of the barrels are etched this intricate swirling pattern that kind of goes down the entire
Ooh,
length.
Pretty.
And
This is mine
now. Give me a no. It feels magical.
Ooh. This is mine now.
Okay. All right. So as it becomes yours, you are gonna long rest, and you all are. So what you gain an XP from the last session. It was okay. So for the fight, for meeting the Domino and having that discussion, and for getting to the Jawkaan Atoll, all of those things, you're going to get 715 experience, which I believe I think that levels everybody. Also with the boosts, 15. 1-5. And some people have boosts based on the Overwatch stuff. I'm just gonna punch in Simmons really quick. And then we're gonna take a break and we're gonna level up everything. And we'll be long rested and leveled up, and then we'll go to the next leg. Cool?
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Was that 750?
Every time we come back, I just feel a burp surging, like perfectly timed, like with the countdown. It's like I've managed to suppress it, but I still feel it. But welcome back, everybody. This is Wildspace. Party's asleep. We have other things on YouPickGaming that you can watch at your leisure. You're on YouTube right now, so or Twitch. I guess we might rebroadcast this at some point. So yeah, just check out our YouTube. There's a bunch of other games going on that lots of fun things you can catch up on. There's also that Sean runs a game called Survivors Complex every Saturday, and it's really good. So you should check in. That group is the most regular content producing ones in the whole YPG family. So we very much appreciate them. They're the best. But we're going to come back to Wildspace right now. And you all sleep some. Gwen, as you sleep, you just feel this like animalistic, like these kind of these thoughts and feelings, this adrenaline that is kind of pumping through your system that is it's hard for you to get to sleep as exhausted as you are though. But you feel yourself getting better control of it. You're able to exert your will over these abilities that you've been given, and you feel yourself grow stronger. Crystallum, with you, these kind of gems that I don't think you sleep, right? Or do you just kind of stay? You're conscious. What do you do while you consciously rest, I guess? Kind of maybe contemplating the day, or
I ponder the mysteries of our ever-expanding universe.
So,
It's so good.
So with this, okay, so you're pondering the universe with this 3-barreled gun sitting on the desk in front of you. Your gems or crystals kind of glowing dimly in the light, and yeah, you feel your mind expands, and you feel. Not that you have any of the answers, but that you're starting to figure out what the right questions are. Bolster, you stay up late night trying to put together Samathi's like all like the burned bits off, like of him that kind of been shattered by that laser fire, and you just kind of putting together, maybe talking mostly to yourself, but to him, and saying like, next time I'll fix something up, and, like, make sure that thing doesn't happen again. Like, you'll be fine next time, buddy. Like, before that, you managed to fall into a deep sleep, well deserved sleep. Vincent, as you go to sleep, roll me 1d100. In your cabin, I gotta pull this thing up. I always ask for it and then I pull up the sheet. So 21. That is. Come on, stop fighting with me, scrolly thing.
Advantage on saving throws against the next spell you cast in the next minute that involves a saving throw. Of course,
okay.
Out of combat.
Yeah. Okay. So you feel this magical envelope kind of encompass you and slide over you, as just coming from this place of, I don't know, as you kind of like reflect on the battle that you had and the all the near misses and the not misses that you experienced. You just kind of defensively erect this shield, but it eventually dissipates, and you hear very distant whispers in your head, not quite, I want to say legible, but is that the same when it's spoken?
Not quite audible?
Not quite.
Or
well, intelligible?
Intelligible, probably.
That's what I'm looking for. You can't quite make out what the words are saying, but the voice is familiar. Yeah, and Rosh, as you go to sleep, you sleep, right?
Yes, I sleep.
Okay. Everyone's got things. Your fire hair like kind of dims somewhat as you kind of, I don't know, how does that work? Is it not hot? Does it produce heat, or do you control that maybe?
I like to think of it like a Charmander, where it's like, as long as I'm friendly towards something, it doesn't burn them. But
okay, yeah,
angry, I can, yeah.
Perfect. So,
but when he evolves, he'll be a real shit.
Yeah.
So you kind of lay down and maybe look at your hands, and you see these cracks in your skin where these like small lines of, magma almost, kind of like burning glowly, and sparks are kind of coming off them a little bit as you've seen a lot of things that have challenged, well, maybe not challenged you and your stance, but maybe frustrated you, seeing how the world operates. Seems very backwards and circuitous to what you think the right way to be and live is, and that frustration, if you are indeed frustrated, I don't want to project, but has maybe increase your resolve, like that you must be stronger because the world is bent and crooked. And you go to sleep. These are all leveling up stuff. So you all wake up in the morning. Who's the early riser? I know that some of you don't sleep, but Gwen, all right. And all right, I say, Gwen, do you make tea in the morning for everybody? Do you have any rituals like that, or
yeah,
coffee?
definitely.
Okay.
It's definitely tea though, like some kind of like herbal.
Yeah.
Tea.
Okay. Cool. So you make some tea from this planet that is very widely regarded to have the best leaves for a tea. Or actually, are you more rugged? Or do you like, or are you kind of like any tea, or are you very particular?
No, I think it's a pretty particular tea, in the knowledge, like having the knowledge that there are also like plants out there that if you make tea out of them, very bad things could happen.
Sure. Okay, yeah. So you have this your very particular brand of tea that you've brewed in the morning, and we'll say everyone gets up around the same time. Let me move forward the party timeline while you all have your morning chats.
There's one thing I wanted to do in the morning.
Okay.
Does anybody have a few copper pieces? Just 2.
What's mine is yours, bud. Yeah, here you go.
I want to take 2 copper pieces and I go into where we're keeping pace. And I want to kneel down there for a minute and light a few more candles in the room. And I want to put one of the copper pieces on each one of her eyes and say a prayer and say, "May the light burn in you just a little bit longer." And I want to ritually cast Gentle Repose on her, which I picked up when we rested, to give us a little more time to figure out how to bring her back. So I'll go ahead and put that up there. So it should be effect for the next 10 days.
All right.
Can't hear you.
Oh, I said all right.
No, I was. I would say, how dirty would that be if I like raised her as a zombie, like right before you guys got her to the person? That'd be so dirty. All right. Anyway, but now I can't. Good job.
Yeah. And also, hopefully, it'll give us more time to, since now the time isn't ticking on the raised dead clock.
Yeah, you have rounded out 9 days. But this makes it so she keeps her good looks. For what? Yeah. Anyway.
So vain.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So.
All right. So I guess we got to go bring. Well, we got a couple things to do, don't we? We've got to bring this armor to that crazy woman. Well, person thing. I don't know what she was, but yeah, we got to do that. And then don't we have to see that scary broker person again?
We have a monster to hunt.
That's right.
Do we know anything about this monster?
We know where it last was. We know that it lurks in the shadows, picking off the eyes of the Domino.
Are we sure it's a bad thing?
Simon glares at you.
I don't mean to make any assumptions about you, but your employer seems disreputable. Perhaps someone out there shares that sentiment.
We know there's a monster in the shadow killing people.
And that's why I'm on board for this.
Plus, we'll get paid, so, you know, we kind of need that. I'm
too.
just saying. Well, what do you say we head over to that area and see what we can see? Maybe we find the creature and make our decision then.
Sounds like a fair plan to me.
All right.
Do we turn
do we...
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, you were about to say what I was about to say, so go for it.
Do we turn in the bodies first?
Might be better rather than having them stink up the place, and we don't want I mean, maybe the Gridwalkers have.
Well,
practiced
it is only the armor they want. I suppose we should peel that off the bodies first.
If we wanted to be polite.
Yeah, let's do that. So we take the armor off the bodies.
Okay.
And we dump the bodies somewhere? Or are we just dumping them like off? Like I'm guessing like off the edge of of the port that we're parked in or something? I don't know.
Look, every
what this even
morning
looks
here,
like.
there's a morning body dump. Just go up to the river. You know,
Some
just
guy comes
wait.
by with a cart, like, yeah, bring him out.
Bring out your dead.
Fantastic. Load him up.
It's still so quiet.
Also, someone put in the party equipment thing the canister full of the pink gas thing.
We should probably set that free too.
Well,
So, all right, you strip all the Gridwalkers. The power armor is to the side, and you have a bunch of not naked. They're wearing layers. It's cold here, but yeah. Then you have a bunch of bodies. You have eight bodies. No, you didn't bring the ogre. You have 7 bodies. 8 sets of armor. One of the bodies doesn't have a jaw.
nice.
What did it?
I don't know. I don't think any of us saw that. Although we did hear sawing, so
Vincent
Just
doesn't like
guesses.
weird things.
I think Bolster's gotten a little scarred at this point, so he's not even gonna talk about it. All right. So well, I think we need to be a little bit safer. So during my long rest, I kind of I put together a little something for a couple of you guys. Gwen, and he pulls out this small device, circular kind of puck-shaped device. He says, use this when you're in trouble. This is basically a device that you can use to cast Cure Wounds once. And it just only works once, and you can use it like a normal action, like you're casting the spell Cure Wounds. He hands another one to Chris, and it's the exact same thing.
What did it say in that feature about like if the spell says ask for your spell casting modifier?
Let me see here. It uses the character who's casting it.
Okay. But they might not have a casting modifier, like if it's like a martial class.
Oh, I pull it up really quick. I didn't actually take the time to put it into my sheet.
That's fine.
Stupidly.
We'll look that up later. I don't want to hold things up with
Sure.
that. We can just carry on for right now.
Cool. And so I think I turn to everyone and I say, we should probably, that this poor creature's in this thing, and I don't know if he's pink goo or if he, if it's dead or what it is, but we should probably figure out a way to let it go free.
Oh, by the way, I don't want to interrupt, but this doesn't change anything. But all throughout the night, help has been going around the ship, kind of picking things up and kind of setting them right, and seems to be quite familiar with ship repairs, and is kind of with this kind of I guess enzymes that are coming from his mandibles. He kind of manages to kind of repair some of the bulkheads. It's like a a not pristine version of mending that he's kind of going around the ship, putting things right. and doesn't seem to sleep. He just keeps going, keeps putting things together. He like every once in a while, like just when if you're hanging out in the ship doing things, you can just picture him like behind you, like going through the hallway, moving around, like carrying things. Seems to be stronger than he looks as he kind of like moving things around, organizing.
I love him.
Guys, we have our own keeper.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fantastic.
Sorry, continue. Talking about you wanting to handle the pink gas situation?
Yeah, we should free this guy. I don't know how.
Probably outside.
Well, let's do it, I guess.
Well, there are a lot of people outside.
Outside, away from people, probably.
Okay.
Good point. Yeah.
Also, just it's blisteringly cold outside at all times.
Oh, yeah.
Just doesn't mean one thing or another necessarily, but I'm just reminding you all of that.
Does this look like a creature that might freeze?
Does jelly freeze?
Do we know if this is a warm weathered creature or a help? Do you remember where this creature was picked up from? What kind of planet you were on when they took it, or were you not there?
He responds. I keep saying he. I don't know. Just default. It responds that it doesn't know where, but it knows when. And it was about 3 weeks ago.
Were you on this planet? Or was it before you came here? Do you remember traveling before?
And in your mind, you just see images of from your own perspective of seeing help in the cylinder, and it just shows you that image of him being in the cylinder, and then follows up as like, I don't know where.
All right.
It's like only cage.
Maybe we should ask around and find out where a creature like this would come from. You know who would know?
Case.
Yeah, so I have all these manifest logs. I probably could figure out where they were previously.
That would be very helpful.
So I guess reach into the bag of holding and pull out all these papers, and I'm like, oh, what do I got here? And I'm like looking through, and I see like the stuff that was written previously.
Yeah.
About things.
Yeah, it's very dense and all the language is very vague, and like there's very few actual numbers being used. It's this is not it's not in D&E terms, it's not thieves' cant, but it is just as inscrutable, and it's going to, and you can tell after spending. Because I assumed you probably stayed up looking at it a little bit the night before and again this morning. You don't think it's uncrackable, but you think it's gonna take you. It's gonna take you a while, and you can choose to do that right now if you want to. That's up to you. You can, however you want to prioritize things.
Well, we don't have that much time, honestly. Maybe I can make a little more headway on it once we're en route, I guess, because we'll have some flying time where I can study it.
All right.
Soon, I'm sure.
Hopefully it'll be okay for a little while longer.
Does the jelly look like it's dying?
What would this be? We'll do an investigation check. We'll do it at advantage because you saw it earlier. or like the day before?
15.
So, looking at it, you've spent not a ton of time with it, so this is not necessarily the best control group scientific study, but it looks roughly the same as it did the day before. It doesn't seem to be worsening, is what I'm saying. At least in a 12-hour period.
So we okay to keep it for a little while longer, Gwen?
I think so.
It's possible the Domino might know a little bit about it. It seems to know a little bit about a lot of things.
True. Monster hunter.
All right.
Then?
Yeah, well, let's go deliver this armor real quick since we did all this work, and then let's go get that monster.
Okay. All right. Is everyone
So
in
we head
agreement?
to the Ice Palace.
Does everyone, anyone want to do anything before you do that?
I just want to make sure I reiterate that Uriel is definitely a Medusa to the group. Just in case anyone has forgotten or wasn't listening last time.
So don't make.
Does
eye
anyone
contact.
know what that is
No.
in the group besides Gwen? So if you said something like that, they're like, okay, great.
Right.
So that's what those things are called.
Yes, I try to do a very basic explanation.
Yeah, and I think what you cover in that is probably the thing that everyone thinks of when you think about Medusa is that their very gaze can set your flesh to stone if they wish it.
So try not to make them mad.
Yikes. Yeah, let's just not make eye contact, I guess.
Very, very carefully.
All right.
Gwen, do you know what type of creature a Medusa is?
Wait, what? So I can help her? Like, what do you mean by that question?
Like a fey fiend elemental.
Oh, I think it's monstrosity.
Do I know that? I know
You would know that.
I know a lot about fey fiends and undead.
Um,
And some
okay.
elemental things.
Let me see. Wait, where is it? I'm looking it up because I'm curious now. Why doesn't it say here? Yeah, it is a monstrosity. Yep.
Good to know.
Yes. Monstrous creatures indeed. Not always evil though, and very, very smart.
She seemed nice enough. I liked her house.
Don't know if nice
Yeah, it was
is
a-
the word I'd use.
Big. Really big.
I'm excited.
Cold.
I made of things made of ice. Never seen that before.
It's
Things made of
possible-
fire all the time, but
It's possible for us to get there without catching a ride from Noodle Lady.
Oh, come on. She was a sweetheart.
You weren't sneezed on.
Vincent, you can't help that you're a looker. I mean, come on.
It is a curse, but even so.
come on. What are the odds of getting the same Uber driver on the same trip to this ice place?
Is that what they're called here?
Yes.
Roll a d100. We'll see. No, it's not a search. Sorry, I'm gonna see if you get the same Uber driver. No, you don't. You don't. Although maybe I should have done it the other way because I was thinking like a high number would be you got the same one. Maybe I should have gone for lower. That might be more thematically appropriate for the situation. But no, yeah, you're able to get. Although I'll say this for a party of 6 with. Are you taking the bodies with you? What are you doing with the bodies? We didn't discuss that.
No, we took the armor off the bodies.
So we just spent time doing that. Okay. Still,
and we probably put it in
more...
the bag of holding. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's reasonable. Okay, cool, fair enough. Yep, you get into the Uber. I need to think of a different name than Uber, but special. Yep. So
that's what it is. Man.
It is what it is. So you you get to the Ice Palace. You see the same 2 giantesses who are guarding the front gate. They seem a bit amused that they see you again. And they allow you in. And this time, no party, early in the morning and everything. You see...
But change back into the guy she was before we get there.
Sure. Yeah, she would. She scurries before she got to the Uber. She like put herself. And she doesn't have a room at the ship, but maybe there's a bathroom, and she kind of shut that. And a few minutes later, she emerged, like looking like the what'd she say? H-shaped waitress. I think
the H-shaped.
I can't.
Waitress.
I don't know what an H-shaped person is, but that's what she said, and it's like stuck in my head ever since. I'm like, what is an H-shaped anything? Like, I can't like. Is that just like enormous shoulders? Like, anyway, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, you all arrive, and you are brought before Uriel, who regards you all with a bit of a kind of a smile and say, if I can remember her voice, you're back so soon.
Yes, we have done as you've asked. We've come bearing gifts, and sort of motion to Bolster, who will hopefully start pulling at least one of the pieces of armor out of the bag of holding.
Yeah, I think I just pull out one and I say, where do you want me to leave these things without making eye contact?
Well, little mouse, just right there. My attendants will bring them away. How many did you find?
Oh, just a couple. And I start just like pulling them out like one by one and just dropping them on the floor like super loudly, just like clang, clang, clang. And it's just like keeps going.
It's like the ogre's arm is just boom.
Yeah. I see that I was right to believe you earlier, yesterday when you told me that you were the ones that took out that first group. You all are far more capable than you look. Very well. You shall be paid. And an attendant comes by, takes the armor, and someone hands you a large sack of gold. That totals 1,000 gold.
All right. So we're going to keep track of it in the ship thing.
You'll have been very useful. There might be some reason I might call upon your services in the future. You've proven yourself quite resourceful.
Well, if we're ever in the neighborhood, we'll be sure to keep that in mind. But, you know, we go where we go. Who knows how long we'll be around here.
I understand. Well, as long as you're here, you are a friend of Uriel.
Just kind of half
All right.
a nod. If there is nothing else, we do have some other pressing business to attend to, but we thought it better to not keep Uriel waiting.
I appreciate that. No, please excuse yourselves. Her hair kind of shimmering, like wriggling a bit.
I was going to ask if her hair looked as good as last time, so I'm going to awkward.
It looks amazing. It's like 8 in the morning or 8 or 9 in the morning, and it looks amazing.
As we leave, but once again, I want to stop before we're leaving. I say, once again, I don't know who does your hair, but
Constitution. No, I'm just kidding. Continue.
Once again, I don't know who does your hair, but excellent work. They deserve a raise. Pleasure meeting you again.
And just I think like probably 2 or 3 of her hairs just at you. She may not like necessarily know how to read you yet, but her hair is quite vain, and it's like, thank you. Yep.
I really hope this turns into something.
Process Uriel.
Yeah, I'll ship it. That's sure. Why not? Cool. So, you all leave. Okay, so yeah, you have lots of monies. You are got rid of all the Gridwalker armor and equipment, and you got lots of money. Okay. Cool.
We're going straight to where this monster is, or was last seen, I guess.
Djinn Gins.
Okay. Djinn Gins. Yep. All right. So, same Uber driver. No, this is a different one. Roll another D100.
Our driver didn't wait for us?
No, you didn't know. You didn't know. Gosh, still not quite. I want you to get that. Okay, maybe in the next, maybe on the next lift. Okay. So yeah. By the way, I think these will cost. I'll total all the drives by the end of the day, but it's not gonna be much. So you drive once again, leave kind of like the mid city and go back down to more of the kind of the low town where things are a little bit slummier. And you look for an establishment called Djinn Gins, where the driver. I'm trying to say like this vehicle that you're in. It has kind of like these red sails that kind of look like wings, and you're kind of hovering just like a couple feet off the ground as you kind of make your way through the streets. The cold wind of the anchorage kind of like biting into your skin. Everyone except Rosh, of course. And
Skin.
Skin. Oh yeah, you too. Yeah. Gosh, I keep forgetting so many different people.
What a bunch of weirdos.
It's just the mouse, right?
Mouse.
Hey, I'm just an elf, okay?
I know. You're like the most normal one. You're an elf.
Yeah, but I turned into a werewolf, so.
That's amazing. Okay. So, before long, you arrive at Djinn Gins. I think this whole trek probably takes you most of the morning. It's maybe like 10 or 11. It's probably about 11 right now. And you reach this establishment. It seems a bit dingy, not very well kept up. It is open though. Seems like actually the most establishments in the area are kind of open all day long, just because the general, for the most part, like lower light, there's not as much of a day-night cycle like on the anchorage as there is on kind of some of the satellite moons and everything, just because they're more of a kind of dense cloud that kind of covers everything from the fog from the ice. But you go inside and there are a few people sitting around of different species, and there is one person tending bar. Who are they again? Okay, so they are just a kind of yellow-green skin. It doesn't look like why am I saying this so weird? It's basically an orc with what you're seeing with this bright blue hair and blue mustache. And it's
crazy tattoos.
There's one tattoo. It's not that crazy. It's actually looks kind of like cheesy, and it kind of looks like it's the kind of tattoo like in terms. It's like someone getting Snoopy on their ankle. It's like one of those kind of tattoos that like maybe you can't think of a time when that would have been cool.
But they probably regret it or did it on purpose.
They probably regret it. So you
We
see a
just
regrettable
lost
tattoo.
all of our viewers with Snoopy tattoos.
So you see one regrettable tattoo on this on this bartender with the blue mustache. And I keep my head, it keeps going, it's like, well, he's cleaning glasses. Bartenders do other things besides that, but I can't ever like not think of them like, where?
No,
Like,
they
that's-
always clean a glass, and depending on how high up the establishment, they're either actually cleaning it or just spreading the dirt around.
Yeah, exactly.
You've got to get the trope right.
Yeah. And then there's a towel over his shoulder, like his neck, like over his shoulders.
Actually,
Yeah.
I have a quick question about the building.
Yes.
So as we were walking in, are the buildings in this area, are they all kind of like smushed together? Like, are they really close together? Or, because I know that, I guess we know this thing was last seen in like the alley behind the building. So can we get behind the building from outside? Or is this like we kind of have to
you
go
could.
through? Oh, okay.
You don't even have to go in. Sorry, I presumed. You don't have to go in.
We all turn around and walk back out.
Yeah.
No, we could definitely go in. I just wanted kind of
No,
like
that's
a
fine.
visual of like the facade of the building, I guess.
Well, what do you think? Would you just go out in the back first? Because you can do that. I mean, there's no reason to go inside if you don't want to.
Probably first we would have just checked the alley, see if there's like still a corpse there or something.
Well,
Okay.
why don't I'll check around outside. I'm not very good at like interacting with people in general, but I'll check around the outside. Anyone who wants to come with me can come with me, and if maybe those of us who are good at social interactions want to maybe ask some people what they've seen, that would be good.
Yeah, I think I'll go inside. I'll just park Sam outside and walk in, and we'll try and figure some things out.
Put his reins up on a bedpost.
Make sure he has a water trough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love talking to people, so I'm perfectly good going inside and seeing who's seen a monster killing eyes around here.
I'm also going because I'm quite silver-tongued.
I'll stay
That
up
guy
here
is
with you, I
handier and a
guess.
shirt on a pocket.
Oh,
Just let that sink for a bit. And then, Kristalin, what's up? I'm sorry.
I just said that I'd stay out here with Gwen.
Okay. Did you bring that thing with you? The thing you found?
Yeah, screw it. Why not? It's mine.
Okay, sure. All right, cool. All right, so So the scene that early described, the three of you see that. So we'll go with Gwen and Kristalin as you kind of while your way around the building itself. I wish I had prepped kind of spookier music for ambiance. I don't know, but I didn't. So you move your way around the back, and let's see, what do you see?
Bum, bum.
Can I get investigation checks from both of you as you kind of like are picking your way through the back alleys? And
21.
oh,
Does my Hunter's Bane apply to this?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's Fey Fiends and Undead. I have like advantage on tracking and recalling information. I don't know if this applies.
I mean, I think I would, yeah, I'm going to apply it not necessarily because this thing is one of those, but because that knowledge of whether it is or not will be useful to you for process of elimination.
Okay.
You know?
Well, I rolled a 10.
Okay. Oh, wow. Oh, that's too bad. Okay. Well, so you make your way through. You don't miss the scene. Either of you miss it. Like, there's not a lot to. There's not much to miss. Like, as far as you go back there and you see these very large gashes into the side of the wall, like claw marks that have like raked against the wall. You see kind of mixed into the snow and crusted on the walls, this kind of dark, rusted stain of blood. You see that, Gwen. You see that stuff. Crystallum, you see a little bit more. You kind of pick your way around. There's some rubbish back there that you kind of like look through, and you see what looks like bone fragments attached to a foot. Looks like been freshly. I mean, it's kind of frozen in the cold a little bit, but it looks like it was severed recently. You also find two other things. I'm trying to find. You find a few other things actually. You find a bit of jewelry that has been ruined, like just a bunch of like very thin gold-plated necklace with like one diamond that's been kind of like ripped up, and like parts of it are kind of scattered across the snow. You also find a blood-spattered bag of money, if you pick through it, which I would imagine you would. That has
it has people juice on it. Oh well.
People juice. Clink, and you just like throw it out. Okay, all right. So the bag of gold goes in the trash. You also find with your roll, you find a bunch of stuff, actually. I thought there was a lot less, but there's a lot more to find. You also find this next to the bag where you found the gold, there was also this pouch that had in it wrapped up what looks like this strange-looking chalk.
Well, I'll gather all this stuff so Gwen can take a look at it. At the same time, I would also like to activate another one of my psi powers, because it's actually going to be really good here. Using my bestial form, I will give myself keen senses. My eyes and ears become more sensitive. I gain advantage on wisdom perception checks.
Okay, nice.
Just so I can and I want to have a quick go around of the alley while Gwen's looking at the other stuff, just to make sure there's not too much around here that's watching us.
Okay, so you go over the items that he's given you, one of which is a foot, and it looks like a foot that has been severed. It's real gross. But
another trophy.
You have a lizard bone jaw, so maybe it's not that gross to you.
Probably not.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. Gosh, we'll deal with that in a second, Crystallum. Crystallum rolled a natural 20. Chat for people listening. Nothing seems to strike you out as nothing's like giving you any hints necessarily based on what you're looking at, but you do, when you see the chalk, you do recall Sima the night before making the marks on the wall that kind of summoned the shadow, not the shadow, the domino.
Is the necklace?
Sorry, I started that.
Is the necklace, is it just like a necklace, or is it in any way reminiscent of the thing? Didn't we have like an amulet?
Vincent is wearing that amulet. No, it's not like that. It's just like a bit of Not super expensive jewelry, but it is kind of nice jewelry.
Okay.
And I don't think we determined where is Seema right now. I imagine she probably would have come into the bar as a potential smooth talker.
Yeah, she went in with you guys. We'll say that.
Just in case this thing shows up, because it's apparently attracted to eyes of the Domino.
Which you look like right now.
Bait.
All right. So, oh yeah, I was gonna deal with that perception check. I forgot about that. Sorry. You already noticed almost everything. The only thing that I'll say is different, that you notice, other than the ones that you and Gwen have produced, there was only one set of footprints in the snow. And again, with that check, you know that the footprints match the one of the foot that you saw.
I will also mention this to Gwen.
Take the foot and I stick it in one of the footprints to make sure.
It's a perfect match. So whatever did this did not leave a trace. And that's what you learned for right now. We're going to go inside.
That's not encouraging.
I think at this point, Bolster probably looks over at Vincent and says something along the lines of, "Go for it, buddy. I'll be your wing mouse."
Yes, let's do this, as they say. Stroll on over to the orc-looking fellow.
Yeah.
Well, howdy there. Top of the morning to you.
Top of the what now?
Wait, what time of day is it? I've lost track of when this is.
It's roughly, well, I think I said 1100 hours is where we're at.
Yeah. Well, I suppose it's actually almost noon, but
You're real particular about times, aren't you?
oh, I find that being precise has its place. Other times, less so. But that's
now is one of those times.
Fair enough.
Doing great.
Yes. Let me just cut to the chase. We have heard that there's been a spot of trouble in your back alley recently, and we were hoping you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, nasty business that was. I was here that night. Last night, really. Or, sorry, yesterday. Not last night, but yesterday. I didn't see nothing, but I heard it happen. Just screams, But if you want to know more about what happened, you should talk to that fella over there. And he kind of gestures to this very pale-looking dwarf with a black beard who is just kind of staring inside their glass.
Well, I appreciate it. We'll be sure to keep you in mind if we're ever around these parts and have a mighty thirst.
You're not going to order anything right now?
It's a bit early for me. Maybe one of my friends.
See, not for me. I'll. Oh, sorry. I was just butting in. Is that okay?
No, it's not okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Yep.
Okay.
It's a bar. It's a bar. The only way you can communicate with someone is if you butt in.
Yeah, I'll take a red tail face smacker, please. Thank you.
Gosh, I want to smack you in the face so bad. Just but he said, red tail's face smack you? All right. Okay.
I've had a rough couple days.
I hear that. You and me both. And he starts preparing this drink for you.
Since he's doing that, I would wander over to the dwarf.
Rush, what are you doing?
I'd actually, if I could, find, or I guess either before we go in or if I find a quiet place inside, I wanted to ritually cast Detect Magic to just sort of, as we're walking around, sort of get the sense of if anyone here is...
Sure, can I read that description?
Yeah. No.
No.
It does everything that I wanted to do and has none of the drawbacks.
Arbitrate without knowledge. Within 30 feet.
Yeah.
Let's see, penetrate most barriers, but block the first comment out. Okay, so it can be, this building is kind of made of metal, so you wouldn't be able to get anything outside of it. Apparently.
I want to kind of see if any, like, the patrons, as we're walking around, I'll stay close to Vincent and see if anybody's, like, not what they appear to be. Or
Yeah. I'll say, as you're kind of weaving this spell, as you kind of casually walk around the room, as casually as a fireman can do that, or fire person, you don't sense anything magical that comes off any person. I don't know if that, like, does that sense like just like spellcasters? I don't think it does, but maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe you get. I'll say like you get like a faint aura that's coming off of the. Oh wait, no. Who did Bolster give the items to?
That went to Chris and Gwen.
We're outside.
Okay, so no, you still don't. Okay, still don't sense them, but you do sense like a bit of like kind of. You sense a lot of magic coming off of Vincent, but that's nothing new. And then a little bit off of Bolster, but more so off yourself. But not so much anyone else.
Oh, good. I'm still magical. All right.
Yeah. I'm still magical. Yeah. All right. So, cool. So then the bartender is making you a red tail face slapper. And I should kind of scan the crowd, keep an eye out. Go ahead and give me a perception check that, just in case it comes up.
Okay.
If it's lower than your passive perception, we'll use your passive perception.
That's higher than my
It's way higher than passive.
21.
Okay, good to know. All right, I'll just bear that in mind moving forward. Okay, so Vincent, you approach this pale dwarf sitting at a table. What do you do?
Howdy, friend. Mind if I join you for a spell?
He doesn't reply.
I will just kind of
For a moment.
Yeah,
And he kind of like, he sees you kind of like pulling out a chair and sitting down, and he's like,
I hope I'm not bothering you too much.
can't bother me much more than where I'm already at.
Might it have something to do with the business the other day? The bartender told me you might be one to talk to about that.
There's not much to talk about. It's a terrible thing. Grizzly. Actually, roll me a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah, I forgot about this.
That's a 13.
Okay. Yeah, this isn't that hard. You notice that he has a bracelet that has a symbol that's very similar to the amulet that you have around your neck.
I will kind of just pull out the amulet so that it's not under my robe, so that it's visible and saying, my friends and I have a vested interest in finding out what's at the root of all this, and so anything you can tell me would be mighty helpful.
Well, I came here, to try to get a meeting with the Domino. And I met up with this one. I was picked up by someone called Salazar. And they said they could set up a meeting for me, so we got up to leave the bar, and we went out back, and something just picked him right up there off the ground. And I was right there, and there's lights on, but I didn't see nothing.
But picked him up. It came from above, you're saying?
I don't know. He just got picked up off the ground. He was hold there, and he was screaming. His kind of hands are at his side, like he's being held or something. And that's when he just started coming apart at the seams, like a bit of fruit that got squeezed. He started to split open in a dozen places. And just poured right out. And I was right there. I couldn't believe my eyes. I didn't see anything, but I heard something. The screams.
Well, I'm sorry you had to go through that. That sounds like it must have been truly horrible experience. Can you recall anything? Did you notice anything right before it happened?
Nothing before, but I swear when it happened, I didn't just hear Salazar screaming, I heard something else screaming too.
Something humanoid or bestial? Or worse?
I don't know, man. Maybe like a beast, maybe like a man, I don't know. But it was horrible. Like they're both singing in pain, some sort of macabre duet.
I want to insight check him, just seeing if he's being as helpful as he can be or if it feels like he's holding something back.
Sure.
That's a 19.
He seems quite shaken. He there might be some details that he hasn't quite picked out himself.
Sure.
But he is telling you what he can think of right now. He doesn't seem to be holding back willfully anything.
Okay, sounds good. And I imagine pretty quickly after others were there, I assume someone from the bar came running out. Or is this not that kind of neighborhood?
I was out there in the cold for a good minute, but then the bartender, he came out at some point and kind of saw what was left. He picked me up, took me back inside, and I don't know, we called it in, tried to get someone from the song or something to look into it, but we haven't seen nobody yet.
Well, we may be that somebody in this case, but well, you have certainly been informative and helpful, and I thank you for it. I hope you won't mind that we have some of my friends are back in the alley looking things over now. I hope you don't mind if we come back if you have any other questions.
That's all right, man. I'll be here. I don't know. I'm scared to leave, to be honest.
Understandable. And I mean, if you're still up for it, maybe we can help arrange a meeting with Domino once this is all over, but I don't know if that's still something you're looking for?
It's kind of the furthest thing from my mind right now.
Again, perfectly understandable. But again, I thank you. I'm gonna go confer with my friends, and you can rest easy knowing that we got some mighty capable people looking into this.
He doesn't respond, but just kind of like nods and continues staring, but not drinking his drink.
I will get up, leave the table, kind of go confer with whoever is not currently occupied in the building, and then go outside to tell those in the alley what I learned.
Okay. Do you want to try to recount the story and tell it to whoever's taking point outside? I'm assuming Gwen, but even though Christom is the one rolling great.
Yep, yeah. Let one know that it was described as coming apart at the seams from above. I heard a macabre duet, all the good gory details. And Vincent is a little... He's normally kind of pale being grayscale, but he's a little pale recounting super gory details.
Okay. Okay, so...
we share our information as well, like whatever this thing is, it doesn't walk on the ground apparently.
Does anyone have any other passive abilities that are just like that are going on right now that I might need to know about, as far as like detecting, sensing, anything like that? I'm not intimately familiar with everyone's classes. I'm just like asking.
Oh, I forgot I had that. I am smart. Oh yeah, that's how I get advantage on insight checks. How did I forget I had that?
That's nice.
My Hunter's Bane, if I'm actively tracking one of those creatures, I cannot be surprised by them.
Okay. It's good to know.
But his...
Nothing from you, Rosh, or nothing from you, Bolster?
I'm just, if the 10 minutes is still going on for the detect magic. We'll say
as you come outside, like you do sense the magic items upon Christom and Gwen that they're carrying that Bolster gave them, and also something else that Christom is carrying with him.
Ooh,
kind of crackling with strange magic energy. So what I'm going to have to do, Gwen, I think based on your background, you have enough to kind of figure out what it is, but I'm going to have you roll to see like what you can remember about it. Okay?
Okay.
So can you roll me a... What did we say last? Did we say this last time? Like, was it history or arcana for this kind of thing?
I've been rolling history.
Let's do history then. Let's stick with that.
Wait, do I get an advantage because of my thing?
I think we said that. We said that.
I forgot to click on it. 15.
Okay. I was gonna make a handout for this, but I might just like read some of this to you, and we'll say that you share all of it, so you don't have to. So you kind of piece together that there's a few key things that were pointed out that kind of help you deduce what this could be. The first is that the creature appeared to be invisible and remained invisible even after it began to attack. And that was a very unique feature for many monsters. As far as what kind of monster, I kind of feel like you've been around fiends before, and you've been, and probably more often been in the aftermath of what happens when a fiend is around. And Rosh, you probably might have something for this too. I don't know what your thing is, but You don't, Gwen, you don't, with your special nose, you don't smell this like residual like sulfur smell that fiends tend to leave behind when they have an appearance of this extent. So you don't think it's a fiend. You don't think, which leaves only a few things of what it could be. And based on the description of the attack, you determine that it is likely a Tylatari, which is a wind spirit that has been wrenched from the elemental plane and bound to the prime material by a dark ritual. The process of this conjuration that gives form to a formless spirit bends the creature's very soul. And it is in this kind of malleable state that the wind spirit's will can be coerced to carry out a task with a desperate single-mindedness. They've often been summoned to carry out tasks for this reason, and because of their particular characteristics, they've usually employed for assassins or assassinations, or to basically to kill specific targets. But these Kalatari, or as you and your sisters tend to call them, Deathwind, they exist in this living prison until the task they have been given is carried out. And you know that they're composed entirely of air bound by dark magic, utterly invisible to the eye. And while like one might feel or hear as the creature is nearby or brushed by, it remains invisible, even with magic that reveals invisibly, like only very vague outline of the creature can be seen. And with that roll, you don't know that. But you do know this. You do know that they have a sort of preternatural ability to find their targets wherever they might be. This sort of, it's kind of a byproduct of this kind of transplanar prison that they've been put in, where they kind of exist in and out of a plane. That gives them a sort of ability to kind of see where whatever they've been tasked to do, they're able to find it.
I pass that along.
What he said.
Wait, so we're here to kill the wind? I don't know really where we're going with this. Not sure how we solve this problem.
It's not just the wind, it's a creature. An elemental creature, a very powerful creature.
Yeah, this is blowing my mind. I don't even know how to deal with this. And I think he just takes a really long chug of his drink.
Is someone controlling it? Could we find the controller and stop things that way?
You do know that it is summoned and is given a task, but after it is given a task, there's not much interaction between those that summon it and the summoned, depending on the nature of the task. The nature of this task doesn't lead you to believe that they're interacting at this point.
It's probably a bit too late for that.
I guess we gotta ask around about this this person that got killed and see if anyone knew him and if anyone didn't like him, maybe.
Well,
We have another eye of the domino right here. Maybe Seema knows.
It makes me wonder if its task is to pick off the eyes and hands of the Domino.
Well, if that's the case, and Bolster like looks around really intensely.
The camera kind of like, you all are framing Sima. It's like she's standing there, and you all kind of turn to her. The camera kind of zooms in her, and we'll stop the session there.
Dun, dun, dun.
But thank you all
Fantastic.
so much, players and audience. We will be back again in 2 weeks, and we will carry on this story. And as our party hunts the wind. And thank you.